Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Trail, British Columbia, Canada. And today it is August 8th, Tuesday. And I am here for my weekly Tutorial Tuesday live video. So yesterday was a holiday here in British Columbia, and so I took the day off. So there wasn't a Make It Monday tutorial. But I do have, good morning, Tina. I do have the Sketch Creative Challenge to share with you today, and we're going to use today's video to create a card using that sketch. Good morning, Carol. Welcome. Okay, so we are going to use the beautiful textured floral stamp set with the coordinating dies all week long here on Bird's Nest Designs. This is a really, really pretty floral stamp set, and I'm super excited to share some creativity with you. Couple of things before we get started that I wanted to share with you guys. As you all know, I have my Creatively Hatched monthly card class. This is a subscription-based class. So you subscribe once. Oh, what happened here? Something just popped up on my screen. You subscribe once, and it just keeps renewing for you automatically every single month until you can cancel. Sorry, not until you can. You can join or cancel at any time. So the deadline to register for the August kit is August 10th. So you just have 3 days left. So today, tomorrow, and Thursday. I had to look at my calendar. Okay, so you have until Thursday to get registered for the August kit. I was just going to flash a picture up here for you guys to see what this month's kit is. It's super exciting. I love this one. So this is the So Refreshing bundle. We're going to make 4 cards in the kit, 2 of each. So you get 8 total card kits. You also get some designer series paper, some ribbon, and some embellishments in your kit that you can use to create your cards, of course. And then you'll have extras to use on future projects as well. So you can see the link there at the bottom, createwithbirdsnest.ca/classes, creatively hatched. That's where you go to register. And again, you have until Thursday to get that kit. So starting in September, there's going to be a couple little changes, just minor changes, just dates really. So it's going to be until the 15th that you can register. So starting September, you'll have until the 15th of the month. I will have the September club kit released and introduced by the 1st, and then you'll have until the 15th to get registered. So just a little bit of a change there, nothing major. Okay, so with that, I also have a really fun new change for my ordering special for my customers. So when you order through my online store, the link is in the description of this video. So click down there on those links, and you'll see that there is a link to my online store, okay, for shopping. And then below there's a little description. So for the month of August through to December, each month I've partnered with 9 other creative demonstrators, and we've combined a tutorial for you all. So when you place an order of $60 or more, before shipping, before taxes, and for this month, it'll be after your coupon codes, I'm going to send you that free tutorial, and it is jam-packed with 40 cards of inspiration for you. So there's 10 different card designs, and each card is shown in 4 different color combinations. So if you're ever in a lurch and kind of in a rut with what colors to use, this is going to be a really great resource for you. So just place your order through my online store, enter the current host code, which I can pop up here on the screen right now. So there's the current host code, okay? So order with that host code, and I'm going to send you that tutorial for free. Now, in the description of today's video, there's a sample. So there's 1 card sample there, shown in 4 different colors, just so you can get an idea. And when you get the tutorial, you're going to get 10 of those. And the one in today's description is not included. That's just a freebie. That's a little bonus, okay? So everybody I've sent this to so far has loved it. They thought it was such a great idea, and they're super excited. So I'd love to send one to you too. So order online through my link in the description. Use this host code, $60 or more, and you're going to get that tutorial too. Okay, I have some more fun coming next week. I'm going to send out an email on probably Friday or Saturday, so check your email for my brand new free with purchase card class that's going to happen every single week starting next week. So stay tuned, watch that email, okay? Lots of fun coming. Now with that, there's going to be a few changes. So some of my video times might change, some of the days might change. So I was just saying goodbye to my husband, just leaving there. There's going to be some video time changes, maybe some day changes, but I'm going to release all of that in my email on Friday, okay? So stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's super exciting, you guys, super exciting. All right, so thank you everyone who's here with me today. I hope you had a wonderful long weekend if you got the luxury of having that long weekend. If not, I hope your other regular weekend was super relaxing too. So we're going to flip the camera. Oh, first of all, let me show you the challenge this week. Here is this week's challenge right there. Let me get rid of that host code. There we go. Okay, look at this. So when I designed this challenge, I love banners. I love banners when I'm creating cards, when I'm creating scrapbooks. So I use the banner, and then I like stripes too, but it's funny. I only like stripes when they're going horizontal. I'm not a big fan of vertical stripes. I don't know why that is. Anybody else feel that way? And then I wanted a cluster off to the side of the banner. So the circles, you can of course use them as circles. Of course you could, but you can also just kind of get the gist. My thought behind it was just kind of a cluster over to the side of the banner. And I like everything in threes. 3 does happen to be my favorite number too, but I just think aesthetically it looks nice when things are in threes. Okay, so I hope you liked this week's challenge. I can't wait to see what you create with it. Now I'm going to just switch my camera down to my desk view. And I really hope, I should have asked this a whole lot sooner, but I really hope you guys can all hear me and see me well. Over the weekend, I had to adjust my setup and I got some new equipment and a few new things to use. And so I'm hoping that everything is okay. Please let me know that, give me a thumbs up and let me know everything is good on your end. Okay, so today we are going to create a card, and I used the challenge. Of course I used the challenge because that's the idea of today's video. But what I did is I kind of interpreted it a little bit differently. And so here is the card I created right here. So I flipped it. I wanted to do a landscape card. You can see I still have the banner here. I've got some beautiful stripes in the back in Lemon Lolly. And I've got a cluster of images and stamps over here on the side. So this is my interpretation of the sketch challenge for this week. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any comments about whether or not you guys can hear me. So I'm assuming that means it's all good. I'm sure someone would have told me by now. All right. Never mind this little truck. I forgot to tear off that scrap paper from last week. Okay. So do you guys like this card? Let's go ahead and recreate it. So I can show you all these fun products, how to use them, and maybe give you a few tips and tricks along the way. All right, so color combination for today is a super fun one. We have got some Flirty Flamingo. I haven't used this color in so long, and you all know I love pink, right? So we're going to use Flirty Flamingo as our card base. I've got some Lemon Lolly to go ahead with along with that. And this paper here is that bright and beautiful 6x6 paper. This is one of my favorites. At first, I wasn't really fond of it because the colors are kind of subdued. They're a little bit muted. And I was like, but yeah, I'm telling you, the more I use it, the more I love it. So here is this fun striped paper we're going to use. And then I've die cut out a banner from the Nested Essentials dies. Okay, you can see some nice stitching on there. All right. I feel like the lighting is off or something. Okay. Then I've got some die cuts. We'll get to that later. I've just got, of course, some basic white. And then I've got some die cuts here. So we're going to use these ones. These are Lemon Lime Twist. Isn't this a fun color combo, guys? I love it. So playing with colors is probably one of my very favorite things about paper crafting. I like to take colors and just kind of play with them and put combinations that you maybe wouldn't think of together. So this is what today's card is going to use. Now, I did do some die cutting here because I wanted to share with you something. So if I grab the textured floral dies, take them out of their case, this is what they look like. And the reason I wanted to point this out is because there are so many options in this die set. So not only do we have dies that coordinate with the beautiful stamps, so it's going to cut out all of the flowers and both of these leaves here, and as well as these guys here. Okay. So this one here is going to cut out this. And then we've got the two flowers here and here. We've got the smaller flower. We even have some of the centers, okay? So that's going to cut out that. But then we have these gorgeous foliage stamps or dies, okay? So these ones here. And I wanted to show you how beautiful they are when you cut them out. So this guy right here, hi Dawn, welcome. This guy right here cuts out just like this. So that is very, very pretty. Then we have this one right here. It's going to look like this when you cut it out. And then this one here, which is what we're going to use today, but this one is just cut out in soft seafoam. Originally, when I was designing this card, this is the color that I was going to use, but it was not bright enough. And so I switched to lemon lime twist. Okay, so that is just what I wanted to share with you guys, because I don't know about you, but whenever I'm doing anything with flowers, I'm always looking for fun leaves, foliage, and branch to go along with it. And so this one I thought was kind of a perfect option. So I hope that that is helpful, that you guys find it helpful to see those cut out. Okay. But, oh, I better put that over there too. I'm going to lose that. Let's stick those up there. And let's start stamping. So for color combinations for the ink today, we're going to use Old Olive, Blackberry Bliss, Moody Mauve, and Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so that's the 4 color ink pads that we're going to use on today's video. And we're going to use this lemon lime twist ribbon. Okay, this is part of the double combo pack. It also has petal pink ribbon in along with it. We're going to use that, and we're going to use some brushed metallic adhesive back dots. You can get these, any of these products I'm sharing with you today, you can buy in my online store. Okay. And yeah, so let's do some stamping. So let's start with our card base. And it looks like I forgot to score this guy. So let's go ahead. I'll bring my trimmer in here. And I'm just going to line it up at the 4 1/4 mark and give that a score. Okay. So we'll go ahead and fold on that score line. My bone folder. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to do this card in landscape. So what I wanted to do is take a little bit of this speckle. I love when they have these textured kind of speckly stamp sets, or stamps. So then we're going to take that and we're going to use color on color. So I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo ink. That's got a bad glare. Let's move that. Okay, we're going to stamp these cute little spots just kind of on the edge of the card base. So no real rhyme or reason, just sort of adding a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest to the card base, like that. Maybe one more up here. Okay, so you can see how that just creates those nice subtle texture on there. Hi, Susan, welcome. Okay, so we've got those stamped on there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our Lemon Lolly cardstock and we're going to layer the designer series paper on top. So this measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. That's the designer series paper. And our Lemon Lolly coordination is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So those are going to get layered on top here. So I'm going to give you the measurements throughout in case you want to recreate this card on your own, but it'll also be in the blog posts that will be live later today. I'll have them all written out there for you. So we have Lemon Lolly there, and then we can go ahead and we can attach. Oh no, I should have done something else. I forgot to do something. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this off, so that's okay. This is what is cool about real life stamping, is we learn little tips and tricks. Remember I said I might show you one? Well, here we go. So I made a mistake. I wanted to stamp directly on my designer series paper. So if I pull in the sample card right here, this leaf back here is actually stamped directly on the designer paper. And so I forgot to do that before I adhered it to our cardstock, but that's okay. There's a little tip, if you don't know it already, there's a little tip that you can do for when you forget that. So let's go ahead and I am just going to, we need some paper here. Oh, I happen to have some scraps right here. So this is just copy paper. You could use any kind of paper you have, any kind of scraps. And what we're going to do is we're just going to push this paper up to the designer series paper. Well, this is very impromptu. I was not prepared to make this mistake, of course, so bear with me. Okay, so we're going to just put that paper right up to the designer series paper, and then we'll bring in our Old Olive ink pad. And this is the leaves that I want to stamp right here. This is the bigger leaves. Okay. And we're going to just stamp that in the corner here, kind of coming off both edges. And that is why we want the paper there, because we don't want it to stamp onto our Lemon Lolly cardstock, right? Just onto the designer paper. Pull that off. And then when we remove this, it's just like we never made the mistake to begin with. Okay, so remember, there's no mistakes in paper crafting and stamping. There's just room for improvement and embellishment. And so there we go. We fixed that little error. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take this off to the side. I'm going to grab my silicone mat right here. Okay. And I'm going to, now I have die cut these flowers, and I did do 2 just in case it doesn't go well the first time. So I am going to stamp directly onto these die cuts. Now these die cuts are just out of basic white, and they're just from the textured floral dies that I shared with you earlier. So let's start with the large flower here. We're going to stamp that one in Flirty Flamingo. Now these are distinctive stamps, so we don't want to pile too much ink onto them. And then we should just be able to line this right up onto our cardstock and stamp. Now, the reason I put the silicone mat down is so that I can see my paper better than I can when it is just a white on white. I can line it up a little better. Plus, the silicone doesn't allow for this to slip, right? So it's not going to move while I'm trying to stamp. So there is our flower, and you'll see there's a bit of texture in the stamp. That is part of the distinctive, okay? So nothing is wrong with this. You don't have to restamp it. That's just the design of the stamp. All right, so then we'll take our Old Olive. Just gonna move that off. Okay, so Old Olive, I'm gonna take the other leaves here, and I'm gonna stamp that one right over top here. Okay, again, remember this is distinctive, so we don't want a ton of ink on it. So there's our leaves, and I love the shading and the different texture throughout that. And then we have one small leaf or small flower. And for that one, we're going to use Moody Mauve. This is also the color that I get to share with my In Color Club this month. So on Monday, they're all coming over, the ones who can, and we're going to create some fun cards with Moody Mauve. Okay, so here's the little flower. Again, just a little bit of ink on there. I'm gonna line this up. Oh, I hope that one lined up okay. I feel like maybe it's off. Oh, nope, looks good. Okay, so there we have it. Now, of course, you could always stamp and then run it through your die cutting machine. But when I'm doing videos, I think it's easier to do it this way because then I don't have my machine here and I'm not shaking the table and all the things. Okay, so our flowers need some centers to finish them off. So that's why I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss. And we're going to go ahead and stamp. So here, these dots here, can you guys see that? It's already dyed pink because I've used it with the blackberry. So we're going to stamp that. And that is going to go right over top of this small flower. Like that. And then we're going to stamp this guy here in the center of this flower, like that. And while we have our ink, so those are our flowers finished. And look at, I didn't even need those backup ones I cut out. That's awesome. Okay, so on our banner, this is where I want to put our sentiment or our greeting for today's card. And I love the sayings in this stamp set. Okay, I'm always looking for fun, heartfelt sentiments when I'm looking through my stamps. So I love this birthday blooms for you. It's just a different spin on happy birthday, but it's super fun with the flowers. I also love every thought of you makes me smile. That one is super awesome as well. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the birthday one right onto our banner. Again, I'm going to put my silicone mat. I should not have put that away. Much easier for lining up and spacing. Okay, so I'm just going to put that kind of in the center. There we go. Okay, I think that is all. Oh, it's not all our stamping. It's all the stamping for the front of the card. We do need to pretty up that inside because these stamps are so very pretty. So here's our card front. We're going to go ahead now and attach our lemon lolly. Okay, so that's going there in this on the front. Then we're going to take our banner, we're going to flip that over and add some dimensionals. So it's a fairly large banner. Let's put 4 dimensionals on it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll attach this. So I don't want it to go quite up to the top of the pink, but I do want it to go beyond the lemon lolly. That's just my visual that I'm kind of going for. So we're going to attach that on there like that. This is fun. Now we're going to get to add these layers. So remember these die cuts I cut out with the textured floral dies. These are out of Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to just place them. I'm not actually gluing them down right now. I'm just going to place them here. And then I want the other one kind of down here on the bottom. So let's just place. Now I know this looks funny and it looks all bundled up here, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that at the moment. Okay. So just kind of get it how you want it. So this looks how I want it to be. Okay. Then I'm going to take my large pink flower. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. And we're going to stick that right on top of those leaves that we attach, the die cut ones. And what's going to happen is these dimensionals are going to catch the leaves and keep them in place. I am not a fan of fussy gluing, which means getting all the glue on these little tiny bits. So whenever possible, I use this little tip. So I'm just going to stick this. I want it overlapping my banner a bit, like that. Make sure those are nice and tucked down. And now you can see I can't pull these out because they're stuck under the dimensionals. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. Okay, then we're going to take our die cut leaf here. We'll put a single dimensional on the back, right up here. Peel that off. And then we're going to tuck this one kind of over here. And I'm putting it on top of the flower intentionally. Okay, so I want it to kind of come up here like this. Then I'm going to put a dimensional here on the center of our mauve flower. And that one is going to get tucked right on top right here. Okay, so it's got more dimension, if you guys can see that, because it's stacked on top of the pink flower, which is already on a dimension. So this card has lots of texture and lots of dimension, which is my favorite. Okay, so we have this fun ribbon I talked about, this lemon lime twist. And here's our 3 cluster from that sketch. So if you remember the sketch, let me flash it up here real quick. If I show you that sketch again, see how we've got that cluster of 3 to the side of the banner. So when we're creating today, we've got our cluster of 3 with the flower and the leaves, but we could also use this bow as a third if we didn't want to count the leaf. Or we could just add the bow just for fun, because like I said, I love texture and I love to use all the things on my card. I don't buy it just to collect it. I buy it to use it. And so I like to add in ribbon and embellishments and designer paper any chance I can. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like when I use it, because I can just go ahead and buy more. Okay, mind you, I can just go ahead and buy more anytime. I love, I just want all the things all the time. All right, so here are the glue dots. Good morning, TJ, welcome. We're gonna attach this bow. So here's what I do. I find the glue dot on this side here, and then I just stick my bow, the knot center there, and then pull that off, okay? And then that is gonna go right here on our flowers, kind of between the 2, just for something fun, add that texture. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm looking for my scissors. There they are. Okay. So add these little bits of ribbon in any chance you can when on your cards. That's what I like to do because, like I said, we don't buy it to collect it, we buy it to use it, right? And so if we can add these little bits and pieces here and there, it really adds to our cards and gives them that personal touch. Because I don't know, but you can't go to the store and buy cards with ribbons already on them, right? So just gives that handmade touch an extra special. All right, so then we'll add some brushed metallic dots. Oh, thanks, Susan. I'm so glad you love the colors. They were fun to put together for sure. All right, so I want to add gold on here. You could also, I mean, any of these would go really, but I like the gold accent for today's card. So I'm going to just put the one large one up there and a second small one, and then a smaller one down here in this corner. Again, everything in threes, right? So there's the card front. And now what I want to do is let's decorate the inside because these flowers are so pretty. We can't not put something fun inside. So let's go ahead and take the large flower and the flirty flamingo. And I'm going to stamp one down here in the corner. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm actually going to stick one up here in the top corner. Like that. Okay. We'll get our Blackberry Bliss Blackberry Bliss back. Oh my gosh, that's a tongue twister. And we're going to stamp the center here and here. Now you could make absolutely beautiful cards with this stamp set without any layers, just stamping. You wouldn't even have to do any die cutting, and you could make some really pretty cards. Then we'll take our old olive. I'm just trying to decide what leaves I want to use. What did I use on the inside? Let's just go ahead and check. Oh yeah, so I used this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some leaves to the side here. We can add some up this side. Oh, I didn't get ink on that whole thing. Add some here. And then we'll go ahead and just add a few right there. Okay, there. That's a pretty insert for today's fun floral card. So let's add that. In here. There we go. There is our card for today. So we've used our sketch challenge. We've used some beautiful colors. Hi, Les. And we've made a really, really pretty card with lots of texture, lots of layers. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me flip the screen back here. Hello. Okay. Thank you all for watching today. Remember, the link is in the description of today's video to shop my online store, as well as a link to a free download for you guys today to get a sample of the free tutorial with an order that's going on for August. So I have that special going on from August to December, and each month we're going to feature, our group is going to feature a different color collection, so a color family. So this month it's in colors. Next month, I think for September, I believe it was regals. Then, you know, brights, subtles, and neutrals. So you get the gist. So the sample in the download today in the description is just a sample of what one card would look like. You're going to get 10 of those in each month's tutorial. Okay, so do make sure you download that. Okay, I want to share that with you. All right, so that's it. Remember, you have till Thursday to get in on the Creatively Hatched So Refreshing kit for August. Thursday, that registration closes, and then I'll get everything ordered and prepped. And I'm hoping to have it out by the 30th of August. It's a little bit longer than usual just because I am going to Las Vegas at the end of the month for Stampin' Up's Backstage conference. And so I'm super excited about that. So it should be in the mail around the 30th of the month, okay? All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back Friday morning at 10 a.m. Remember to watch your email for that email that's coming out with Friday for some new upcoming excitement and a few little changes. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.